but right now, as we all know, what's top of our mind is what's happening between our country and our neighbors south of the border. So we are in a trade war, Minister Valdez, and maybe can you give us, as Minister of Small Business, can you give us a recap of the supports that the government is prepared to roll out for small businesses? Because a lot of kababayans have small businesses here in Canada. So maybe you can share a bit about, just to reassure them that the government of Canada has their back. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. First and foremost, American tariffs on Canada are completely unjustifiable and completely unacceptable. And as a result, we are responding firmly. And as you heard already, the Prime Minister imposing $155 billion in retaliatory tariffs against the United States as a result. And at the same time, we're stepping up to support Canadian businesses. So yesterday was quite a busy day. So it wasn't just a caregiver announcement. I also made another announcement with regards to small businesses. Yesterday, I announced that the Business Development Bank of Canada will be providing $500 million in supports for businesses who have been impacted by tariffs. This funding will help Canadian businesses keep their doors open, strengthen their operations, and diversify their markets. But Kris, I mean, although these are the measures we're putting forth as a result of tariffs, our government has lowered taxes for small businesses. We have cut credit card transaction fees for those for MasterCard and Visa by up to 27%. And we will continue to be there to support Canadian small businesses through this challenging time.
So those things that you mentioned, Mr. Valdez, that's not just for during the trade war. That is like in general. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
And more to say that our government is here to support small businesses, level the playing field, cut taxes, help you with your day to day to start and scale your businesses. The announcement I made yesterday was simply a response to the tariff situation.
Perfect. And just to clarify, Minister Valdez, so there was a trade war that happened between Canada and the U.S., but that was back in 2018 to 2019, back during the first Trump administration, but it ended when we signed the CUSMA. Is that correct? The CUSMA,
Correct.
the
Kuzma
Canada
that was
US
also
Mexico
signed,
agreement.
Kuzma was also signed by President Trump back then.
There you go.
Mhm.
And then, so what happened there? So there was an agreement in place, and now all of a sudden, there were new tariffs that were threatened to be imposed, but it's on again, off again. Any comment about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, President Trump himself signed the Kuzma agreement along with us. So now that he's imposing these tariffs on Canada, it is completely unjustified and completely unacceptable. We will continue to stand up for small businesses and Canadians.
Thank you so much about that. And I know you're very busy. You're working on a Saturday, so maybe just to wrap up, it has been well. It's been reported that the voting process for the next leader of the Liberal Party and who will be the new prime minister until elections are called or whenever, it's going to be announced tomorrow. Is that correct? So the last time we were in contact, you threw your support behind Mark Carney. So how confident are you in case Mr. Carney wins the leadership about navigating Canada or helping navigate Canada through these tough economic times?
Yeah, that's a great question. As I said the last time, I believe that Mark Carney is the best individual and leader that is the most experienced, given his background as a former governor of the Bank of Canada, and of course, a previous economist as well. With his experience and leadership, I believe he's the best positioned to be able to handle the situation with the American tariffs and President Trump. But ultimately, what will happen tomorrow is it is going to be in the hands of the Liberal Party and who the larger majority end up choosing for leadership. But again, either way, I put my full support behind Mark Carney, and I believe that he is the best qualified and best positioned to be able to help us during these challenging times.
Well, that's another ringing endorsement coming from you. And maybe I can just ask you for a parting message for our kababayans out there who are worried about what's happening with our country right now, especially with them siding with the rest of Canada, uh, supporting Canadian, buying Canadian, and not making any trips right now across the border just to support our collective patriotic act of supporting our country against this economic attack. Go ahead, Mr. Minister Valdez.
Well, Chris, there is no better time to choose Canada, to support local and shop local, and of course, to always support our Canadian small businesses. They are the backbone of our Canadian economy. And the Filipino Canadian businesses here, they work so hard. I've met so many of them across the country, and I'm so proud of, put all of them, putting themselves out there, following their passion and what they believe in. It's really been amazing to watch these small businesses start, scale, and grow. Our government will continue to be there for all small businesses, but more importantly for Canadians, and we will continue to respond firmly until all of the American tariffs have been removed.
I'm sure our kababayan will appreciate that uplifting message, Minister Valdez. And that was Canada's Minister of Small Business, the Honorable Richie Valdez. Thank you once again, Madam Minister, for stopping by, sharing your insights, and sharing that important update about the immigration pilot and the announcement from your ministry.
For sure. Maraming salamat po, Chris. I will speak to you very soon.
And that's our episode for now, mga kabarangay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Paalam muna.